It's Unique Divination, and you are watching Urban Mystic TV. How you guys doing out there? I'm bringing to you our March 2018 spiritual guidance reading. As usual, we have our oracle cards, which consist of a goddess guidance, past life, and we have our Thoth deck. Okay, so moving right into the reading, we start off with our goddess Bast, right? And she represents being independent. Okay, she's an Egyptian goddess, and she transforms into cat each night and protects her family and those who call upon her. Okay, she's very feminine, exhibits cat-like traits, which include gracefulness, independence, playfulness, and intuition. Okay, she's the daughter of the sun god Ra. Bast has the rare distinction of being both a moon and a sun goddess as well. So, to start off March and to move through March, we need to understand that we need to be a little bit more independent than what we have been in the past and in the first 2 months so far of 2018. We got to stop relying on people for things that we can kind of do ourselves. And we all do it sometimes. We get into that complacent area. And sometimes we can just downright call it lazy, but we got to get up, we got to get moving. You can't rely on other people to do things for you. You have to be accountable for yourself. And so when we look at Bast and what she represents, being a sun and a moon goddess, she's pulling on her own instinct, her own inner strength, because she possesses the sun and the moon, right? And so it goes on to say that, your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Like the cat, you can be independent, fiercely independent, yet you also need affection and playful companions. Now's the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. While you may ask others for their opinions, ultimately you must make your own decisions. Your freedom and independence are top priorities, so ensure that these characteristics are nurtured. And so automatically, when I think of this card, I think of Leos and Leo zodiac signs. They represent the lion. Leo the lion is a feline, and we like to play, we like to have a good time. But right now, in March 2018, Leo, we need to start kind of doing our own thing and not being so social, worrying about other people, what other people are doing. Kind of start to draw back, and just for some balance, so that you can start to look within and start to learn yourself just a little bit more, right? Spend time alone. Give permission to yourself to play at times. Ask for your needs to be met with people. Make your own decisions. If you enjoy cats, work with cats. It's very therapeutic. I am a dog lover, unfortunately. But definitely just, petting my dog, spending time with my dog, playing with my dog is very therapeutic for me. Pay attention to your pet and or get a new cat is basically what they're saying. So, like I said, just to sum it all up, let's just take more accountability for our actions, what we're doing in life, and this specifically goes out to Leo. For this particular, if you've got a Leo moon, Leo's in your natal chart, whatever, just pay attention how this affects you and just notice your patterns. I mean, like I said, we all do it. But that's something that Leo is kind of more susceptible to. All right, so the next card we move on to is our past life card. Okay, so this goes out to things that may have occurred in past lives that are spilling over into our current life. What to do, how to address it, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so this card is phobias, and it comes to you compassionately to help you connect the dots between current life phobias and past lifetimes. Often, consciously remembering the past life source of your anxieties is enough to release their grip on you. The situation we're inquiring about has its basis in underlying fears or phobias. These fears are energy blocks, slowly or which are slowing or prohibiting the results you desire. Phobias have to do with the impulse to have complete mastery over situations that are out of our control. They also bring about many trust issues. Your higher self and unconscious mind are the original source of any phobias you may have manifested. You can unearth the origins of these phobias through a past life regression or even through dream work. For example, as you're falling asleep, ask your higher self to give you information that you'll remember upon waking that's related to the phobia. By directly confronting your underlying fears, you can lessen their hold on your unconscious. It's all about awareness. So, this card kind of ties in with the Goddess Guidance Oracle card, right? Maybe there's a reason why you feel like, at this time, I can't be independent, trying to pass things off on other people to do, not wanting to take accountability, always got to have somebody around instead of just kind of finding some type of solitude. There's something that you're fighting, a phobia. I know people don't like the fear of being alone or by themselves. Some people just don't like sitting by themselves. And if this is something that may be a possibility of what's come up, it's probably because you really not in tune with yourself and you may not even like yourself. And that's really hard to deal with. I mean, for myself, I used to spend a lot of time alone, and I still do in certain situations. And I just had to learn. I had to learn to love myself. I had to accept myself and just get in tune with myself. And it's still a process to this day. It's still ongoing. I don't think we will start truly, really knowing ourselves, but I just think that each day that passes, we just can accept ourselves more. And when you start loving yourself and enjoying your own company, you'll start attracting other people to be around you. If you don't want to be in your own company, why would somebody else want to be in your company? So that's just something else to think about. So that could be a phobia or sort of just even like a fear, of that fear of knowing yourself, of actually really, because once you know yourself, you can be independent. You kind of stand on your own 2 feet, you hold your own ground. That's a lot of responsibility, and it's a lot to partake in, just knowing ourselves. Um, Phobias. I have a extreme, crazy fear of heights. I have absolutely no idea where it comes from. Do I even want to delve into where it comes from? I don't know. But and just the other things, I have a fear of failure, fear of not being perfect, and that's my Sun Capricorn aspect of me. Fear of rejection. I've got a lot of fears personally that I know that I need to, just meditate on, before I lay down and go to sleep. Ask for my subconscious mind maybe to give me a dream, certain symbols to help understand, where's the source of these fears, right? But also looking into my natal chart, which I recommend you guys do too, and just understanding your natal chart, your houses, how you operate, the archetypes that you operate with, helps understand where your fears derive from. So, if you have the opportunity to, if you've never done it, go ahead and get a natal chart done. They have it free. I'll leave it in the comment section, the resource that I use to pull a chart. If you want a detailed chart, I think you have to pay for stuff, but they've got a really good chart for free. So I'll leave it in the comment section. But yeah, definitely we got to start addressing these fears, because if you want to be successful, and I'm not just talking about being successful as far as being wealthy, I'm talking about health, health wise, communication with your family, building whatever it is that you're trying to build and manifest for your higher self and for your family members, other people around you, your loved ones. You got to get out of your comfort zone, and you got to feel feelings that you've never felt before. If you're not feeling uncomfortable, then you're not doing any type of healing, or any type of therapy or movement or any type of progress, because you're not going to be in your comfort zone when you're trying to heal yourself from past trauma or grief, and when you're just trying to move on to a higher frequency and elevate. And so now we move on to our tarot cards, the Thoth deck, and we've got Nine of Swords, Five of Swords, and the Beautiful Universe. So, Nine of Swords, this card says cruelty on it. It definitely 100% means that you are just punishing yourself. You're your biggest critic right now. You're just extremely judgmental on yourself. It's causing you extreme grief. I don't know, just punishing yourself. And it's really affecting everything that it is that you're trying to do. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. I think that you're just doing too much. Calm down. Take a step back and look at what you've brought to the table so far. I think that you've been working hard. I think that maybe we need to start looking at things from a different perspective and just doing things a little bit differently. And that goes into the goddess guidance card of just independence. But ultimately, beating yourself up is not going to make things any better, right? And so it can also tie back into religious aspects, judging yourself, condemning yourself, punishing yourself, kind of like that self-flagellation shit that those weird monks and priests got going on in the Catholic thing, like when they beat themselves with whips and stuff. And so this could be in the current life. And if you're not a church-going person, then maybe in a past life, you were some type of religious fanatic and extremist, and it's it carried over into this current lifetime. But definitely just take a note to just lighten up. Stop beating yourself up. You're human. Humans make mistakes. That's what we do. And we learn from our mistakes. Now, if you're not learning from your mistakes, okay, then, you don't really have to beat yourself up. But at some point, you got to make a decision to just get on the path that you want to go, ultimately. So just stop. And maybe you punish yourself because you don't forgive yourself for things that you've done to others, and maybe, you don't forgive others for what they've done to you. So maybe we need to start looking into forgiving and just forgiveness of other people, right? And so the next card that I have is the Five of Swords, and this just recognizes defeat, and it just plays off of the card that was just before this. Because of this cruelty that you just choose to afflict upon yourself, it's causing you to just have horrible communications with people, at work, significant other, kids, parents. A lot of people are really being touched by what's going on with your energy right now. Or maybe you're dealing with somebody who's putting out that energy. I don't know, but people are suffering. You're getting into fights and things like that, and just not really having a good experience. A lot of frustration and a lot of defeat because you're taking this stance to just be mad at the world. You're mad at yourself, and it's just spilling over into everything you're doing. It's just angry. You're just angry, grumpy, mean because you're not happy, And like I said, just take a different perspective on what you've accomplished and just understand that you have to learn from your mistakes, and everybody does things at their own time. You can't compare yourself to what somebody else is doing. You have to just worry about what you're doing, right? Also, this also brings up just fear of not having control, control just slipping right out of your hands. So letting go of fear ultimately is just going to set you free. It's just going to make you feel better, right? And so the next card that I have, the last and final card for this reading, is the universe, which represents completion, which represents being whole, liberation from bondage, burning of karma, cosmic union, just going to the next level. And I think that this card is really perfect to end on, because if we work on for this month and just in general for March, if we work on being independent, kind of addressing our fears, stop being so hard on ourselves, recognize that our energy is affecting others around us. Everybody that comes into our energy field is being affected. If we understand these things and apply the tools that we need to change these things in our life, you're going to move on to the next level of your journey. The universe represents completion. The Fool is the beginning. The universe is the end of that level. But then there's still another level. There's just continuous levels to this shit. So definitely recognize that. But you're not going to be able to level up until we address these things that have come forward in this March reading. Okay, so, overall, there's a lot of work to be done in March. A lot of spiritual work, a lot of self-development, a lot of accountability, taking action, learning ourselves, addressing things, getting out of our comfort zone, right? Taking on some feelings that we've never felt before. And know that it's okay to feel. The society, we just are taught to just shun our emotions and not really truly feel. And so we just got to learn just these range of feelings. God created them, the universe, whatever, created them for a reason. So, Know that sometimes in order to be successful, to do what you want to do, to be independent, to be the creator of your own universe, um, you've got to feel some some different feelings, and you've got to go through some uncharted and unknown territory sometimes. I mean, just from personal experience, I'm venturing through it right now, um, doing what I'm doing, my channel, my business, my spiritual business, all of this is uncharted territory. And honestly, I'm scared. I'm scared. I like structure. I don't like things just, I don't know, happening on the fly, but I'm just going with it. My inner guide is telling me to go with it, and so I'm moving through the fear. I'm moving through that feeling of being uncomfortable, um, to just do what I have to do. You know what I mean? So this concludes the reading for March 2018 Spiritual Guidance. I hope if you were listening, you received the message well. Thank you to the listeners and the viewers that just continue to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you guys 100%. It lets me know that my content is being like well received, and I really like that. Um, it just gives me the ambition and drive to continue to put out more. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue to make the guidance readings. I'm going to finish up the year, and then I'm thinking about going into zodiac signs. I didn't know if I wanted to go there, but I don't know. Let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should? I'd like to hear back from you all. Okay? And also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, so that you can receive the notifications when I put out videos, right? And then also like the video. The more views I get, the more I'm able to give you guys content, and I can do some great things. I just got my custom URL when I hit over 100 subscribers. So thank you guys for that. All right, I'm gonna stop running my mouth, and you all have a good one.